What do I have to keep in mind when planning my study abroad semester in the US? Whether you are a bachelor or master's student, there are usually two ways to go about it. One is the partnership network or the university partnership approach, and the other one is the private approach. Let me start with talking about what I mean with university partnership approach. If you are one of the lucky ones, and that's not even a given always, who is currently pursuing a bachelor's or master's degree somewhere on planet Earth, but in the US, so somewhere outside of the US, and you're looking to study abroad or study in the US specifically for one semester, maybe your university, again, if you're one of the lucky ones, has a US partner. So has a partner university in the US where you could go and study free of charge or with no additional cost, and that partner university in the US would then send somebody to your local university back home. If that's the case, and if you also like the university that is the partner university of your local university, you're one of the lucky ones, and you could even apply for the exchange program at your university. Now, there are two challenges that come with it, or disadvantages maybe. The first one is you may not be the only one interested in an exchange. Usually universities select their students very carefully, and maybe there are 20 applicants to do the exchange, willing to do the exchange, but the university only takes 3, and you are not one of the chosen ones. Try again the next semester, but overall it's a little bit competitive. So just because you want it doesn't mean that you can actually get it. Now the second challenge may be that you feel like my study abroad semester has to be top-notch. I'm going abroad, I want this to be an amazing time of my life. I don't really want to go to any university, but rather go to a university that is in a location that I really like, etc. That's not in the middle of nowhere. You don't really have a say in that if the US partner university doesn't fit your needs. Again, those are two challenges or disadvantages, but again, the big advantage is if it works out, you don't have to pay much on top. Which brings me to option number 2, the private way to go about it as a so-called free mover. I'm not sure whether you are familiar with the term free mover, whether you have heard of it, but the term describes that you are moving freely, detached from the partnership network of your local university. So there are agencies out there that are focused on sending free movers to the US. The way this works on a high level is that you tell the international office at your local university that you are deciding to take one semester abroad with another company who then has a more open approach to help you find the right universities. As a matter of fact, you can often choose the university, and oftentimes that's also free of charge because that university in the US pays the free mover company who organized the abroad stay some kind of commission so that the company can help you and support you free of charge. The logistical things behind this free mover organization is a little bit more complex than just doing it with a partnership of your university, because if you want to transfer credits back as a free mover from your US university, you have to make sure that your local university also accepts your credits. Otherwise, your free mover time in the US was maybe a great experience, but also a little bit of a waste of time if the credits don't transfer back. But again, there are companies out there that help you do it, and the advantage here is that you don't have to be one of the chosen people from your local university to do the exchange. You could just go to this company and be sure that just because you want it, you will also get it. There's no need to apply. There's just, a way for you to do it. Now, aside from these two things of organizing yourself a study abroad semester, I want to leave you with another thought, and it's that of the transfer student to finish your degree in the US entirely, your entire bachelor's and or master's degree, versus just doing a study abroad semester. Now, why am I saying this? And why do you maybe want to consider this? It's because a study abroad semester is pretty common in these days already. So if you're looking to enhance your resume or do something special, study abroad semesters are not like in the 1970s when you know that was a special thing. It's pretty common. But an international degree, on the other hand, is still somewhat rare. So by the time that you're watching this video, if you are already enrolled and pursuing your bachelor's or master's degree at home, but you're like, I would love to do an entire degree in the US, but I feel like it's already too late because I have started to study in my home country. Think again. Because what we can help you with, as a matter of fact, you can comment below and ask all these questions that you may have. What we can help you with is to take all the credits, all the university credits that you have taken up to today, take them, evaluate them, and then get you to finish your degree in the US. Two advantages to it. First, you're going to do something that is a little bit outside of the norm, so that, you know, you bring some more international experience with you. You may have something more to talk about in your future job interview. And in general, you have a more lasting, more in-depth cultural experience in the US. You can improve your English for longer. In general, if you make friends, there's so many benefits to stay there longer because you could just go deeper into the culture versus just your ping pong back and forth for only one semester. The second advantage is that a transfer student to the US doesn't often have to write their academic thesis. If you're from Europe, Asia, Latin America, Africa often, it's required to write that academic piece of paper called the bachelor's or master's thesis. It's pretty academic, it's pretty irrelevant, unfortunately, to today's day and age. People are not going to read it, you probably won't remember what you put in there a few years after, because it's academic, it's not practical. US universities know this, not always, but oftentimes. They don't require your academic, they don't require an academic paper, but rather a final project. The big advantage is that you don't have the pain or the suffering of, you know, stopping your life for half a year and writing that academic piece of paper, but rather you take classes in the US and at some point you have your degree in hand. That's how I did it myself. I was, as you may hear by my accent, I'm from Germany originally. I have my bachelor's degree from the US in communication science, and I got it in the US way, meaning I had to attend classes, pass exams, pass tests, etc. And at some point, I got my bachelor's degree. If that sounds interesting to you and you feel like, I've never considered a transfer, but I can see the advantages, feel free to, again, comment below if you have specific questions. My team and I are usually pretty quick to answer your questions. Or what I would recommend you do even more is jump on the phone call with one of our experts. You can find the link to book a free consultation below. We're happy to take a look at your individual profile and also give you an idea of how much credits may be transferred to the US, but even more importantly, what does it cost? How many semesters do you still have to do how many semesters do you still have to do in the US when you transfer now versus in 2 years, for example, depending on where you are in your studies. In general, we're giving you a full, comprehensive, free of charge evaluation of your financial chances. And we're looking forward to hearing from you, not only on the phone, hopefully, but also in this channel. Like and subscribe this channel if you feel like this video was useful to you. And we wish you all the best, and until next time, bye for now.